think the way that we've got to look at it now is we've got to work out why the gulf from the England game to the Italy game happened. And I think if, with the Nepalese people in the room here, I think you understand that social media is a massive part of the Nepalese culture. To me, social media can be a huge distraction. And if we're focusing on what we're doing on social media, if we're focusing on what people are saying about us on social media and not focusing about what the team needs, your teammates are saying, and the game requires, you're distracted from your actual job. It's a difficult one because I know a lot of the players, they rely on it to gain, endorsements and sponsorship, etc. But I think also that World Cups, cricket is the main thing. If I tried to explain to them that if we keep winning games of cricket, your likes will go up anyway. You don't have to keep showing your face. If you show that Cricket Nepal is going forward and we're winning games of cricket, your attraction on social media will go through the roof. So it's a difficult one for me because I'm a social media dinosaur. I don't understand it. I don't know the impact it can have online. I know the negative impact it can have, but I don't quite understand the positive impact. So I'm being educated on this as well, and trying to strike a happy medium with the players, just to make sure that they're focused on their cricket number one, and the rest of the the nonsense that I call it, and I've said that to the boys today. Get that away from cricket. Do it away from cricket. When you're at cricket, do your cricket. So maybe that the distraction from the highs of nearly beating England, and the people from around the world of cricket, the greats of the game saying, "Oh, Nepal, what a my heart goes out to you," and all the rest of it. That's nice to hear, but we've still got to remember we lost. And to go from that high to then go to an extreme low the next 4 days later, that's not showing mental toughness. It's not showing commitment to your team, to your country, to your family, etc., to your teammates. So we need to make sure that we understand that we need to do that better, and how we address that from now on needs to come from good conversations, positive conversations, but also don't just say you can't do it. Pick and choose the times that you do it properly.
Apart from those two results, there has been talk that the gap between the associate and the test countries has been decreasing. But some may have other ideas. What Nepalese cricket actually must do to get to that level?
Yeah, look, it's how big's a ball of string, First and foremost, we need a proper domestic structure, which I know that, talking to the people involved in the cricket making decisions, constant conversations are going on about how we can create, a first-class structure that's why the Test nations are as good as they are. They have pathways from very young ages right through to, the senior national men's and women's team. To replicate that is going to take a lot, and unfortunately it takes a lot of money to make it happen. So we need to find a way how we can maybe take parts of a structure and implement it into our cricket, finding the time, finding the grounds to be able to do so. These things will take time, but when you say there's a big gulf, of course there is. There's always going to be a gulf between the Test nations and the associates, but it doesn't mean the associates aren't good players. And it doesn't mean that they can't beat the bigger teams as well. And I think we've proven that, over the last couple of months, last couple of World Cups. There's been upsets and whatever, and that's great for cricket. But doing it once is not enough. We've got to do it over and over again to really make noise with the right people to come in and help us. But the way that cricket in Nepal is building. The NPL is really helping us now. That'll help generate funds, but also help generate better players underneath this group. So we're a couple of years away from seeing the real benefits and the role that will play in our success in the future. And hopefully from the NPL we also can get a a multi-day format started, because I think the longer formats is where you learn how to play the game. The shorter formats is where you have your fun. So we can get a multi-day format being played as well. It'll just make your bowlers harder. Your batsmen understand that batting time is important. You know, when I first started playing T20 cricket, you didn't realise how long 120 balls is until you actually played the game, and you've got more time than you think. And sometimes the way we go out to bat, it looks like we've only got 3 balls to hit as many sixes as we can, and that's all we do. You've always got longer than you think. So the longer format will help teach our boys and the future players how to play the game properly.